Hello and welcome to News Central Television. I am Lekon Onabanjo. The top stories at this hour. President Tinubu condemns bullying, pledges commitment to a better future for Nigerian children. PDP caucus meet resumes at Bauchi Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Algeria's presidential hopefuls jailed for 10 years over corruption charges. Details to come your way shortly. As Nigeria joins the world to mark Children's Day, President Bola Tinubu has condemned child bullying and is promising to create a better and more secure environment for children in the country. This was contained in his message on the 2025 Children's Day celebration. In a statement he issued on Tuesday, President Tinubu said this year's Children's Day theme, which means Stand Up, Speak Up, building a bullying-free generation, is a fitting reminder of the need to build a culture where every child is respected and heard. He said the theme speaks directly to the culture he is committed to, where every child feels safe, respected and heard, both in physical spaces and digital communities. He emphasized that violence, bullying and neglect have no place in the Nigeria of today. To politics now. The People's Democratic Party has resumed its caucus meeting today at the Bauchi State Governor's Lodge in Abuja, a day after it was adjourned. The meeting was moved to the venue due to the sealing of the party secretariat by the FCT administration. Party leaders, including acting national chairman Umar Iliya Damagun, arrived early on Tuesday morning to continue deliberations on pressing national issues and internal party affairs. Respite came the way of many property owners. A 14-day grace period granted for the ground rents, of course, at the defaulters by President Bola Tinubu. The Federal Capital Territory Administration had sealed and taken possession of some properties, including the property housing the People's Democratic Party's headquarters located at the Zone 5 area of Abuja on Monday. The president, in a swift intervention, announced a 14-day extension for land title owners who have defaulted in the payment of the ground rent for their properties and have seen the titles revoked by the FCT administration. President Tinubu also approved the payment of penalties according to the location of the properties within the FCT. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, also urged owners of properties in the capital who purchased their lands from second-party owners to regularize their documents and pay up their certificates of occupancy within the next 41 days.
The exercise commenced as promised by officials of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. The team first visited the total filling station at the Wuse Zone 5 area of Abuja, where they sealed the filling station, ending activities for the day.
The exercise is about the possession of revoked titles for non-payment of ground rent. And you recall that adequate announcement has been made as regards to the issue of ground rent payments. And grace period was also given, but some people have failed to comply. So as a result of that, the revocation notice has been issued. Now we are going around to take over those properties.
From there, they proceeded to the Access Bank branch at Wuse Zone 6, and then the Federal Inland Revenue Service at Wuse Zone 5. Visibly upset staff of the Inland Revenue Service refused the team entry as they engaged in a back and forth which almost resulted to a fight.
Excuse me. Wait, it's not fighting. Wait.
The team then visited the People's Democratic headquarters at Wuse Zone 5, where they sealed the property of Nigeria's largest opposition party. The Director of Lands denied allegations that the exercise inflicted on the PDP headquarters is a political witch hunt.
We don't deal with occupants. We deal with the owners, the property owners. We don't deal with occupants or tenants. Senator Samaila Maman Kofi was duly served the revocation notice. And out of abundance of caution, we also came here and pasted the revocation notice served on Samael Akofi at his Kaduna address, the address on record. Samael Akofi is the owner of the property, and the address we have in our records for him is that of Kaduna, and we duly served him. This is a copy of the revocation notice and the evidence of service. This is him, served since the 14th of March 2025.
The team did not end at the PDP headquarters, as the Chinese Cultural Center, the Grand Ibro Hotel Annex, and the warehouse close by were not spared. They said the exercise will continue until all 4,794 revoked plots are taken possession of. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadin Uyi.
We now go back to the story about the People's Democratic Party resuming its caucus meeting today at the Bauchi State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. And we have our correspondent, Joshua Imarai, who's actually standing by and has been monitoring the meeting to give us updates on it. Joshua, good afternoon to you. Let's have an understanding of how the meeting is going on at the State Governor's Lodge in Abuja.
I am right at Sabari and South. Here the focus meeting was scheduled to move. However, a few minutes ago, without the acting as your chairman, of the party degree. Sorry for that, the driver behind me is who knows what is actually doing. But however, the National Party woman here came out of the party degree, and they announced that they have completed the BOTDT and they will move straight to tech. And the next is supposed to happen at the BC House here in Abuja. But aside that, the venue here is food friendly. Some supporters of the People's Democratic Party, they are outside here. If you can see the fanfare, well, that is what we have here.
Thank you so much, Joshua. It's a bit scrambled, but then we hope to get more information as regards the deliberations, of course, in the PDP meeting. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, or for sharing that updates with us, rather. And even as the world marks World Children's Day, we have our correspondents who are at different locations across the country to share updates with us as regards how the day is being observed and how children are being celebrated in Nigeria. We have Austin Azu, who's actually standing by to tell us more. Austin, good afternoon to you. Happy Children's Day to you, because I know you're somebody's child. But then let's understand what the celebration is like where you are.
Good afternoon to you. Happy Children's Day. And of course, today's Children's Day reminds us of the little dreamers we have among us in our society. Of course, you know quite well that children are quite special. And the theme of this celebration is Our Children, Our Future. In Delta State here, NDDC has put a program together to celebrate the children here in Warri and environs. You can see behind me, you can see the ambience, you can see the inspiration at this hall at this point in time. We can see the children are quite happy. They are celebrating. On before now, they had a wonderful dance, they had a wonderful competition, and they had a wonderful, encounter among themselves. You can see the painting among them. Their faces have been decorated. Their chairs, they are wearing different clothes just to depict the season. Of course, we have little children here who will share more light to us how they are celebrating this day. Okay, let's meet you. Gaga, please stop this way. This way, please, this way. Face the camera. Okay, we have Praise Ogaga. Praise Ogaga, how do you feel today being celebrated as a child?
I feel very happy about it. I'm very happy. today because we are all here to celebrate the Children's Day celebration. We are here to celebrate ourselves with the children.
So, growing up, or when you grow up, what do you likely going to be?
I like to become a doctor in the future.
How are you working towards it?
I want to go through my studies, study very hard to achieve my goal.
Okay, thank you. We have Goodness Daniel. Goodness Daniel, please talk to us. How do you feel celebrating your day today?
I feel very excited and delighted to be here right now. I also want to thank NDDC for this opportunity to make we children feel loved.
Okay. What's your favorite color so far?
My favorite color is red.
Why red?
Because red signifies, like, it gives me this feeling of possessions. It makes me feel myself. Yeah, it gives me this sense of responsibility and helps me feel a danger to danger.
What makes you so proud today?
I am proud today, first of all, because I'm here and thankful to God Almighty that I'm standing here. I'm proud today that I am excelling well and God has been helping me greatly and helping my family. And I'm here to witness this great event and opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Amoba, please come forward. Please talk to us. How do you feel celebrating today?
I feel excited and happy. Feel happy and excited.
What are you missing so far about this celebration?
The celebration has been wonderful. It has been going well so far. And I thank God for how He has blessed NNDC to come to our school to host this very special occasion. I'm very happy and I thank God.
Okay, what do you have to tell your parents or the sponsor of this event that make this event possible?
I want to give a shout out to my parents and all those parents who contributed to this wonderful ceremony, especially NDC, how they came to celebrate Children's Day. It's not every day that people come to your school and they celebrate all this kind of stuff like this, so it's very exciting.
Thank you. All right, we have Joviana. Please talk to us. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food it's chicken and French fries.
Now talk to us, how do you see the country, Nigeria, as a child growing up? What's your perception about our leaders?
I would say they are not doing what they are supposed to do, but while I was watching the news channels, I saw some things, and I actually saw some efforts they made in some particular states, but their efforts need to be improved.
So what do you think that the leaders should focus on when it concerns the children's welfare and education?
They should eradicate poverty. They should develop the educational system, provide and fix the infrastructures to make the children feel happy and accepted in the society.
Thank you, Gaviana. All right, you quite agree with me that the children are quite hopeful about a better Nigeria. From the last respondent, you heard from what he said that he's actually tasking the leaders to double their efforts to make this country a better place for all of them, particularly the little ones. Of course, we call them the dreamers.
Of course, it's lovely to see the children being celebrated this way and given the opportunity to express themselves. Thank you so much, Austin Azu, for bringing this to the fore. And don't forget that you owe that young chap, of course, chicken and French fries, something you need to make do with to celebrate her with. But then thank you so much for sharing this with us. Now we tell you that President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to be in Lagos later in the day as he is expected to join other African leaders for the 50th anniversary of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The regional bloc's Golden Jubilee celebration was flagged off in Accra, Ghana last month to mark 5 decades of regional integration and cooperation. During his visits, President Tinubu will also commission several key infrastructure projects, including a section of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the Lekki Deep-Sea Port Tax Credit Concrete Road. The presidents will participate in various events, including a ceremony at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs at the Eco Hotels and Suites. And now to security matters. There was an explosion near Mogadishu Barracks in Abuja on Monday. The explosion has so far left one person dead and another injured. The blast, suspected to be caused by an improvised explosive device, has sparked panic around the area. Eyewitnesses say the explosion involved a suicide bomber carrying an IED in a rubber container. However, military sources on ground say the cause might have been a faulty phone battery, not a bomb. Security operatives from the Army, DSS, police and NEMA quickly arrived at the scene to secure the area and assess the situation. The Nigeria Police Force says investigation is ongoing to determine the exact cause of the blast. To other stories now, Kano Upper Shari'a Court has sentenced 38-year-old Shafi'u Abubakar to death by hanging for setting a mosque on fire during early morning prayers in Gadan Larabar Abasawa village, Gezawa local government area in Kano State. The attack, which occurred on May 15, 2024, claimed the lives of 23 worshippers and left others injured. Abubakar was also sentenced to 150 strokes of the cane for attempted murder, causing grievous hurt and mischief by fire. The court found him guilty based on his confessional statement, circumstantial evidence, and eyewitness testimony. The judge ordered his tricycle sold to help repair the mosque, and Abubakar has 30 days to appeal the judgment. Let's now take you to Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, where rescued victims of piracy abduction are now being reunited with their families at the Billy Community Town Hall in Rivers State. A passenger boat with 13 passengers on board, including 8 candidates for the West African Certificate Examination, was hijacked on the 6th of this month, but regained freedom on Monday through the intervention of a local security outfit. We'll go on a break now. When we return, Imo State Governor sacks his Commissioner for Justice amid minor cabinet rejig. We'll bring you more details in a short while. To stay with us. Let's quickly dash down to the southern part of Africa to tell you that the families of 2 Nigerians who were gunned down in South Africa are seeking justice following their death. Adeyemi Ismaila and Taiwo Raja were killed allegedly over a phone in Arcadia in Pretoria, where they were doing their business. The wives of the 2 Nigerians say they need the Nigerian government to intervene in the continued killings of Nigerians in South Africa. And now, New Central's correspondent, Bongani Siziba, is in Pretoria, and we'll now cross over to her to get more details. Hello, Bongani. Let's have you tell us what the situation is.
Good to see you, Lekon. It's a somber mood here. The Nigerian community in Arcadia, that is Pretoria, are unhappy about what happened to 2 fellow Nigerians who were gunned down just by a passerby. We understand when I was speaking to them that it was because of a phone that they did not take. So these 2 gentlemen, Adeyemi and Taiwo, were just selling by the hotel. If I could ask my cameraman, Sponelo Mkasibe, just to show you the hotel is just behind me. If you can see that hotel, so they used to sell by that hotel every night. They would sell sweet cigarettes and any other thing that they would be selling there. So one day when they were just there at night, one guy just came by and his phone allegedly was stolen, but they don't know. Actually, he knows who stole his phone, but he had then to shoot these 2 guys. But with me, it's Nigerian community here and the wife of Adeyemi, just to understand what exactly happened. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you? Please, can you take us through what happened that night?
Truly speaking, I was in there, but I was sleeping because it was late. And then suddenly I heard a gunshot many times. First of all, it was 3 shots. And then after a few minutes, it was several shots. And then in a few minutes, I had a knock on my door. When I opened, it was my neighbor. Then they passed the message out to me. There's people who were shot in front of Capital Inn Hotel. And Papa Juna is also there, which is Adeyemi Akiwumi. So when I reached there, Both of them, they were already dead. And I didn't know what really happened because I was not in the scene. And then when we tried to commit with the investigator, he explained what he saw on the camera. Actually, they didn't do anything. There was a group of the bus drivers enjoying in that same Capital Inn, and then they said they walked out. The suspect, he was hugged by a guy, and then at this very moment, the one that hugged the suspect, he took a phone from his pocket, and then he walked away. And then they saw him walking further steps, and then he searched himself. He found that his phone is no more there. And then he turned to us, our husband, then asked them, do you guys know the guy that he hugged me? They said, no, we don't know. And then he said, okay, I'll be back to you. And to me, it sounds so badly, because I know them that they will never steal or even kill a flies. So he went back where he was booked, the hotel 224, and then he got a gun with his hand, aiming what he want to do. Truly, he come front to them, he started to shoot the first man, and then he walk away again. He stepped back, he come back again to shoot Yemi. The first one, he was 5 bullets, and for Yemi, it was 4 bullets. So it seems like he used to do this. To me, this doesn't seem like an incident or for the person that is the first time. He used to do this because at the court I heard that he has AK-47.
And they are looking for
and yes, the question is, what is he doing with those kind of guns?
And also, Mami, just to cut you short, you said you would like the Nigerian ambassador or the Nigerian government just to help, especially when it comes to killings of Nigerians in South Africa.
Yes, my people, our government. From now on, I won't be a South African. I'm ashamed to call myself a South African. I am a Nigerian. Call me names, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Because these are our people. I am an African. And then end of the day, they will be killed, and then there will be no justice. What for? All I'm asking is a Nigerian government to stand and fight for our people. What about the future, our children? As I'm speaking with you, I left with 2 boys. They have questions. This morning, the 13 years boy said, Mommy, I'm even scared to go to school. Is it a crime to be Nigerian? Why did they have to kill my father? What have they done? Mommy, am I safe? I feel that I'm no more safe. What kind of country is this? That a human being will be killed and then the suspect will just get a bail and walk freely. Like, seriously, I'm very angry. I'm too aggressive. This morning to my work, I just crack and cry because I still have questions. End of the day, the suspect is freely with his family. What about our children? Who cares about them? So I'm asking a Nigerian embassy to stand and fight for our people. They need to feel safe in this country, not to live like a fear people. All the time when they walk, these people, they work for themselves. They never steal. They'll never steal. They're hardworking people. Whatever they earn, they work for it. But our government here in South Africa, they just let people to be killed and they won't even get any justice. But in this one, I swear to God Almighty, I need justice. I need justice, and I know the God that I'm serving, He will do justice for me and my children.
Thank you, Mama. Let me just bring in the cousin of the deceased. How are you feeling about the gunning down of your cousin?
Good afternoon. I'm not feeling happy, and I'm very sad. I'm very, very sad. I sat down yesterday, I asked myself, don't we have a leader in Africa? Because this is African continent. And in this very African continent, the way they brutally black people in this very country is very bad. I was on the street yesterday, another guy saw me, he's a Nigerian guy. He said to me, I'm very sorry, I heard your uncle pass on. I said, thank you. He said, but my own is very bad. I said, what happened? He said, you know me with the 2 kids. He said, did you know they poisoned one of my child there at his school? because he's a Nigerian. And I feel like, what is this? We only hear Donald Trump fighting for the white Africans. Why we don't have black leadership in this very African continent that can stand for we African black people? Yes. Because this is very sad. When you go around this very Pretoria, you will be hearing a death of Nigerian, Somalian, Mozambique, Ethiopian. Is very sad. We are very tired of this, and we have a president. And Ramaphosa is the president, is UN president. Really? AU president. So why this is happening in South Africa, African continent? You can't work be free. When you work, when police find you are a Nigerian or you are not a South African, they have to say something about you. If they don't say you sell drug, they will find other thing to say. Is it everyone is selling drug? I myself, I don't know drug. I never see drug in my life. But when you step out, all what they know to say this, you said drug. So this is very sad. African leader, they must stand up. This killing in South Africa is too much. And we want the African leader to say something to Ramaphosa about this. They must learn how to respect foreigner. There's a foreigner in Nigeria. Yeah, there are a lot of foreigners in Nigeria. When you go to Nigeria, we Nigerian, we know white people as a foreigner. We don't know a black man as a foreigner in Nigeria. For me, growing up, when we are young, when we see a white people, we sing like this: Oyibo pepe, shuku shuku pepe, because we know them. They are a foreigner in African continent, not black people. A black man is very free in Nigeria. You can't treat a black man badly in Nigeria, you are going to be arrested. I believe in that. But in this very country, when a black people harass a black people, when you go to police station, police will ask you, what are you doing in this country? This is not your country. It's very sad. We need justice for this. And this very guy who killed my brother, this is not the first time. Yeah, I'm saying this. It's not the first time he has been killing people. Because when we are in court, the policeman said, he told the security that these people, they don't know me. When I come back, I'm going to show them who I am. And he came back, he showed them who he is. So we will say we need justice for this.
Okay, thank you so much. Because of time, that's all we can take, Likon. But here, the Nigerian community, the families of the two Nigerians who were killed here are seeking justice because they say they are not happy that the alleged guy who killed these two Nigerians was given bail. But this also brings back the high crime rate in South Africa that has been talked about over and over. So this is not a case of only Nigerians being killed, but the crime rate in South Africa is high, and these families here are saying they are pleading with the Nigerian government, especially when it comes to the killing of Nigerians in South Africa, that he can speak to his counterpart, President Ramaphosa, about this. But for now, it's back to you in the studio, Lekon.
All right, we just hope that the Nigerian government and the South African government will be able to come together to find a way to stem the tide of incessant killings of foreign nationals in South Africa. Thank you so much, Bongani, for sharing this with us. Very touching. We move on now. The implementation of the Supreme Court's directive for fresh ward delineation in the Warri Federal Constituency, Delta State, by INEC has triggered a prolonged political crisis. Tensions are rising among the Shakiri, Urobo, and Ijaw ethnic groups, each asserting ownership claims over parts of Warri. In this report, News Central's Austin Azu speaks to elders and leaders of the Odion Urobo community and now brings us this story.
The Supreme Court's recent ruling on ward delineation in Warri Federal Constituency, Delta State, has reignited ethnic tensions among the Shakiris, Urobos, and Ijaws. The implementation by INEC has led to protests within the state and beyond. The brewing political crisis in Warri Federal Constituency is not unconnected to the ownership land of Warri Federal Constituency. Ishakiri chief Rita Loriogwebo has claimed that her great-grandparents, Ishakiri ancestors, founded the Odion Urobo community in Warri South local government area. She's urging INEC not to reassign what she describes as Chekiri ancestral land to another ethnic group.
Odion is the name of my great-grandfather. He founded all those areas, down to the garage, down to the cemetery.
Responding swiftly, leaders of the Odion community have strongly refuted Lori Ogbabo's claims, citing a Supreme Court judgment from 1974, which they say affirms their ownership and historical roots in the area.
And today is known as Odion Urobo community, a name chosen by us, the Aborigines, to distinguish the Urobos from the Shekiri, later inhabitants. The founder of the community are descendants of Igogbadu from Otorere in Okere Urobo Kingdom. Among the founders' fathers are Ogorogbo, Eranvon, Aurora, Eyekpimi, Onoriobe, Obire. Later others Igogbadu descendants joined them.
My father Oko had a case between himself and Ereku, and the case was won by my father. Ereku was asked to pay fine. Up till now, we are permanently in Odion. Lori himself has never been in Odion.
Any other tribe that is claiming Odion is a stranger or a wanderer who does not know its origin.
As the dispute deepens, concerns are growing over the potential breakdown of peace in Warri and surrounding communities. Stakeholders are calling on the Delta State government and relevant authorities to urgently intervene and prevent further escalation. In Delta for News Central, Austin Azu.
Now, women's representation in Nigeria's security architecture remains significantly low despite existing policies meant to address gender disparity. Stakeholders are now advocating legislative action to institutionalize a minimum quota for women across key security institutions. News Central's Edong Joseph reports.
The underrepresentation of women in Nigeria's security sector continues to persist, driven by gender bias, dominant male-centric work cultures, and limited promotion pathways. Current data shows that women make up 6 to 8% of security personnel across the country. As of 2017, women comprised less than 6% of the armed forces, with even fewer deployed in combat roles. While the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps saw a boost in female enlistment, reportedly reaching 35% during its 2024 recruitment, the Nigeria Police Force lags behind, with just 8% female representation, mainly in junior roles and clerical positions, according to Africa Check data from March 2025.
Different security agencies have also responded to the call for a more gender-responsive sector by creating gender units and women cabs. The establishment of these units has further deepened the gender gap and exposed the gender stereotypes and discriminations inherent in the Nigerian security sector.
The UN Security 1325 on Women, Peace and Security affirms the vital role that women play in conflict prevention, peace building and security governance.
At a stakeholders' engagement held in Abuja, calls intensify for gender reforms in national security. Central to the discussions are proposed amendments to existing laws governing the Army, Police and Civil Defense Corps, seeking at least 15% quota for women in recruitment, training and leadership.
This can be achieved by amending the principal acts of Section 1 of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Section 9 of the Nigerian Police Force, and Section 4 of the Civil Defense Corps, respectively.
Internationally, we are lagging behind when it comes to gender. The passage of this bill will fulfill our international and national commitments.
Lawmakers pushing for the amendments are hoping that the proposals, expected to reach the second reading in Parliament, will gain traction and secure presidential assent later this year. Heads of security agencies at the meeting also expressed willingness to adopt policies that promote gender inclusivity and better reflect the society they serve. In Abuja for News Central, Idong Joseph.
We now take you back to Port Harcourt's Rivers State capital, where rescue victims of piracy abduction, according to what we told you earlier, have been reunited with their families at the Billy Community Town Hall in Rivers State. Now we have our correspondent, Biola Festa, standing by to give us updates on the reunion and how the family members are feeling. Biola, good afternoon to you. What's the latest as regards the reunion of the kids and how the parents of these children are feeling right now?
In a happy day for these families. They've been reunited with their children, their relatives. It's not just the one candidate that were on board, but we had several other people. Now, the release includes other natives from Akwa Ibom, from Andoni, even from the north. Now, with security outfits belonging to Atari the football had gone to the streets to raid the hideouts of these kidnappers. And so, from the raid, the only persons that they are abducted, the people I spoke to earlier that were released still link their kidnap to the activities of crude oil refiners. This people told me that these people told them that they have been engaging in this kidnapping activities because their community, which is Billy Kingdom, has been illegal oil activity by Sanitation Security. So they've got no other job to do but to take it out of the people, should not then now become their enterprise. It has become the business or the job they now do. They kidnap people, ask for ransom. If the people were traveling with food items, they hijack the boat, probably sell the food to other people, or that is where they also get what they eat. But for these families that have been reunited with their children and their relatives, it is a great day of joy for them today.
So, is there any arrest of any of the abductors? Any news about the arrest?
We gathered that one person was arrested, and this was the person that one person was arrested, yes, and the person that linked or led them to the arrest of these was one.
I think we just lost connection with Abiola right there. It would have been nice to get more details from her, but then thank you for sharing the updates with us. Let's go on a break on the news anyway. When we return, Algeria President hopefuls jailed for 10 years over corruption charges. We'll bring you the details of this and other stories in a bit. Join us again. In the northern part of Africa, precisely in Algeria, a court has sentenced 3 former presidential hopefuls, including businesswoman Saida Nigza and ex-minister Belkacem Sali, to 10 years in prison for corruption. The trio, along with nearly 70 others, were found guilty of attempting to buy support for their failed 2024 election bids. Many of the accused were local council members who allegedly sold their signatures in exchange for cash. Nigza, whose 3 sons were also convicted, maintains her innocence and urges President Tebboune to review what she calls an empty case. Prosecutors say the group tried to legally secure the 600 official endorsements required to run for president, exposing deep concerns about electoral integrity in Algeria. Away from that, tragedy struck Senegal's city of Touba on Sunday as a 3-story building under construction collapsed, killing 11 people and injuring 7 others. Firefighters rushed to the scene, but the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. Authorities blamed the collapse on non-compliance with construction standards, a problem experts say is common amid Touba's rapid area, sometimes unregulated building boom. The city, or spiritual center and economic hub, has seen a surge in construction, but many projects lack proper authorization. This latest incident follows similar tragedies in Dakar and neighboring Guinea, raising urgent questions about building safety and enforcement. Officials are calling for stricter oversight to prevent further loss of lives. In other parts of the continent, North Korea has condemned the U.S. plan for the Golden Dome missile defense system, warning it could turn outer space into a nuclear war zone. The system, aimed at countering advanced missile threats, is set to be unveiled by President Trump before his term ends. Pyongyang called the plan arrogant and accused Washington of militarizing space, risking a global arms race. China also expressed serious concerns, saying the system threatens global stability. Analysts say North Korea may develop new ways to bypass the defense. The Golden Dome, with an estimated cost of up to $175 billion, represents a major upgrade to U.S. missile defenses, but faces technical and political challenges ahead. In business, foreign portfolio transactions on the Nigerian exchange fell by 90.99% in April 2025 to Bitcoin traded at $109,108.40 as of Tuesday morning, during down 0.50% in 24 hours amid market volatility and $185 million in liquidations from over-leveraged traders. The cryptocurrency fluctuated between $109,108.40 and $110,376.88, with a market cap of $2.16 trillion and a 24-hour trading volume of $49.26 million. Ethereum rose 1.32% to $2,605.64, while Solana and Ripple declined by 1.96% and 1.68%. Analysts note long-term Bitcoin holders are accumulating, with realized cap exceeding $28 billion. Last week, Bitcoin hit a record $109,760.08, boosted by easing U.S.-China trade tensions and the U.S. credit rating downgrade by Moody's. In sports, Nigeria's Waheed Eniton Shodi is one of 17 candidates contesting for 8 consecutive vice president slots on the International Table Tennis Federation board in Doha, Qatar. The election will be conducted during the ITTF's annual general meeting. Oshodi, currently serving on the board, is seeking re-election after a successful term marked by key diplomatic achievements and leadership in resolving tensions between world table tennis and players. His role as ITTF Africa President has further enhanced his global profile. Other contenders include candidates from Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Meanwhile, the presidential race features incumbent Petra Solin of Sweden, who aims to secure a second term against challengers from Qatar and Mauritania. We also tell you that the Ghana Boxing Authority, in partnership with the Nigerian High Commission in Accra, has resumed efforts to repatriate the body of late Nigerian boxer Gabriel Oluwasegun Olanrewaju. The process, which was initially halted pending the outcome of an official investigation into his death, is now back on track, following a directive from Ghana's Minister of Sports and Recreation. Initially considering road transport, stakeholders have agreed that airlifting the body is the most efficient option. The GBA has committed to providing regular updates and ensure a swift process, responding to mounting pressure from the Nigeria Boxing Board of Control. Olanrewaju's death remains a grave moment in West African boxing, where his impact is still deeply felt. Now, that's all at this hour, but then we'll look at our top stories before we go. President Tinubu condemns bullying, pledges commitment to a better future for Nigerian children. PDP caucus meeting resumes at Bauchi Governor's Lodge in Abuja. We also told you that Algeria's presidential hopefuls jailed for 10 years over corruption charges. Don't forget to send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number on the screen, and you can follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can also watch DSTV channel 422, GoTV channel 23, Star Times channel 274, Arvo TV, and of course YouTube to catch up on our programs, of course, on News Central. My name is Lekon Obanjo. Many thanks for watching.